Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Shem Ashah Barakathum, to the hopefully elect. And just back with another video, man. Another message warning to you Israelite women, you so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Indian, Seminole Indian women, man. What are you going to do when, it's warfare out here, and this economy collapses, man? What are you going to do when and I'm going to say this because what really inspired me to do this video was the fact that you had the Jake that got shot from the no-knock situation. Let me just real quick, just to get the summary of it correct. Just real quick. Because again, that's what inspired me to do this lesson, man. Because again, the days of living luxuriously and lavishly, Yahweh Shem Shah, man, he's about to completely flip the script, man. The tables are about to turn, man. So the whole no knock warrant thing, that got the Jake killed, right? Out there in Minnesota. Yeah. The man that got killed during the no knock warrant. So yeah, like I said, this is what really inspired me to do this lesson. Because that immediately, it reminded me of this here in 2 Ezra chapter 16. 2 Ezra chapter 16 in verse 71. It says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So, like I said, this is what that situation, the Jake getting killed from a no-knock warrant. This is what it reminds me of, because, again, the time's going to come where, like I said, when the society collapses and, basic necessities, man, it's harder and harder when it becomes harder and harder to come by, basic necessities, basic essentials and food, right? And when people start traveling from house to house, man, looking for those resources, man, and looking for those food, looking for food or whatnot, man. You see, what are you women gonna do in that day? Because you see, this society, man, has puffed you women up so much. You become so proud, man. You think that you could pull some what's this chick's name? Well, pretty much, because now they're shoving this shit in all the movies or whatnot, man, on all the TV shows, or women kicking ass and shit like that, man. In reality, all right, you women, man, for the most part, you're not going to stand a chance, all right. And then that's just not to tear anyone's. Could you see when it comes down to it, man? I mentioned this before, when it comes to brothers, man, and how brothers get so, how we can be so, very harsh on the women. It's not out of hate, because, hey, the truth of the matter is we love women, hey, our women are the baddest women on the planet, our women are the finest women on the planet, man. But it's just the fact that our women, man, your mindset, man, it's completely destroyed, And you see, in the kingdom, when you're restored to your right state of mind, and like I said, no other woman, even the finest of the heathen, which we're going to have as concubines, they're not even going to be able to top an Israelite woman in the kingdom. All right, because again, when it comes to the princesses, the daughters of Zion, man, the daughters of Yahweh Shem Shai, no other woman is going to be able to top the beauty when it comes to the Israelite women. All right. So we love our women, man. But it's just a fact, like I said, your mindset is destroyed, man. But you see, again, because as I've been speaking on how we're in that paradigm shift, you see, like I said, the Lord is about to flip the script, and he's establishing order back on the earth. He's putting order back on the earth. You see. So, to you women that you think that you can, them karate classes, man, it's not gonna, them karate classes that you you waste your money on, man, hey, that shit's not going to mean anything in that day. You see, because I'm going to read this again, 2 Ezra 16 and verse 71. It says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none. All right. Because like I said, they shall be like madmen. You see, when, like I said, when resources become very scarce, all right, the level of cold-heartedness that the Lord is going to put on these people out here, man, because like I said, the spirit that's going to be on these people out here, man, is ultimately, it's going to be the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, especially when the foreign troops come over here, man, and they're really kicking doors in, and hey, like I said, the level of no merciness, and I know I'm kind of just making up words, but you see, like I said, these people, man, they're not going to show any mercy. All right. Like as I've said before, this whole thing with, being biased towards women and children. Listen, all that's going to go out the window in the times to come. All right. No one's going to give a shit about women and children in that day. All right. It's going to be about survival. All right. And you women, for the most part, man, you women are going to, reality check, man. The reality is going to kick in, that you're not, what's this chick's name? You're not Wonder Woman. All right. And all these other women that are, kicking ass, beating down 10 dudes and whatnot. Listen, all that shit is fantasy. So you see, what are you going to do when reality hits? All right, when reality sets in. All right. And again, this takes place. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. All right. You see, so hey, when they start kicking in doors, right? From the, like I said, from the foreign troops, all right, the Gurgle troops, them blue hats, so on and so forth, all the way on down to the regular, the average, bum out here, man, looking for food, man, looking for resources, and they come, kicking shit in, man, looking for shit. You see, a lot of you women are going to end up becoming a spoil. You see, it says, but spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So, hey. Again, what are you going to do when there's a complete collapse in society? All right. A lot of your husbands, all right, a lot of the dudes that you're with, man, a lot of them are going to end up dying out here, right? They're going to become a casualty of war. A lot of them are going to get shipped off to war, leaving a lot of you, without protection, right? Which I'm going to get that scripture because this video here says many Syrians displaced by war continue to struggle for survival. So... And I got another video that I'm gonna play, but play this video real quick.
These women in the town of Atma in northwestern Syria hope every stitch might bring them some income. They're among at least 1 million people displaced by the war who are living in 10 cities in what is considered the largest community of displaced people in the country. Mariam opened this workshop for women in her community 2 months ago. With few resources.
That's another thing with women, because this whole society is based off women worship. All right. And you see, again, you women, being that you're comfortable here, well, when things get uncomfortable and you're going to have to be on the move, as the scriptures talk about, being as pilgrims, all right, a lot of us are going to be on the move, from place to place, on the run, traveling here and there, so on and so forth. Right, because like I said, this whole society is based off woman worship, and it's built for the convenience of women. As the Apostle Gabar often goes into the word, but what is that? Metropolis. What is it? Not metropolis. I think it's a metropolitan. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Right, which when you break down the word, I believe the word metro, which goes into a meter, if I'm not mistaken, which breaks down to mother. All right, and the word polis goes back to city. So metropolis. Metropolitan. If I'm saying the word right, but it basically breaks down to mother city or motherland. All right. And again, that's what this whole society is based off. The convenience of women. You see, well, again, hey, this place is soon going to become a desolate wasteland, man. And everything's not going to be so convenient for you women.
Mariam and her friends make traditional dresses from fabric that's been donated. They're seeking support from NGOs so more women can join them, especially those who lost their husbands. We launched
See that? Those that lost their husbands. Like I said, I'm going to get this. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 32. Matter of fact, verse 31. Even so, in those days, there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. So you see, like I said, from the blue hats all the way down to the, average Joe, just looking for some food, man, just looking for resources. All right. Traveling from place to place, house to house, city to city, whatever, looking for goods, man. And a lot of you women are going to end up becoming that spoil. You see, it says, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man traveled there through. All right. So like I said, soon everything's not going to be of convenience. All right. Because this place is going to be turned into a wasteland, man. It's going to be unrecognizable. All right. Soon, the days are going to come when, you're going to have to, go out there and actually, in a lot of cases, you're going to have to hunt for food, man. You're going to have to look for food like I said, the point being that it's not going to be so convenient. It's not going to be as convenient as just going out to the grocery store. You see, you're going to actually have to work for it. Go out there. You see, and this is why, man, the man of the Lord is going to be precious in that day, because, I often use this example, man. You put 10 men and 10 women on an island, man. All right. For the most part, men, we're built for survival. You see, men, for the most part, because, for the most part, a lot of us, we can go out there in the woods and make something, man. We can create something, that's just how we were designed. But you women, for the most part, you're not built for that. And this is why, for the most part, you need a man. You need a man, you see. And this is why a lot of you women have lost respect for a man, because, again, out of convenience, you're able to just go to the store and grab food for yourself. Well, again, what are you going to do when that convenience is taken away from you? You see, verse 33 says, the virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. So you see, a lot of you women, like I said, the Lord's going to be killing a lot of people out here, man. Lord's going to be killing a lot of people out here, man. Right? A lot of these Pookies and Ray Rays and these 6-pack Joes, and the Lord's going to be killing them. And pretty much the only thing that is going to be left, for the most part, are going to be Israelite men of the Lord. And again, coming across a man of the Lord is not going to be, something that you come across every day. This is why the men of the Lord are compared to fine gold, all right, a precious commodity, or a rare commodity. You see?
This project because there are many widows around here. We all need to work to provide for our families, but we don't have the opportunities here except for knitting at home and selling our work. That's why we try to include as many women as we can.
Mariam's husband died in an accident 5 years ago. That left her depending on whatever help she could get and raising her 3 children alone. Others are grateful for the hope she's given them.
I have 7 children and my husband doesn't have a job. We learn how to sew here from Miriam, now hoping to make a life of our own.
The province is the last rebel held area in Syria, with a population of nearly 4 million people, and unemployment is rife. The Turkish lira is used as the main currency, but a collapse in its value is making daily life harder, with the cost of living rising fast.
The people who live here tell us their lives have been calmer for the past 2 years, with fewer bomb and rocket attacks. But the latest battle they face is the rising food prices in the markets.
2 years ago, the local authorities switched from using the Syrian pound to the Turkish lira to avoid any collapse in the war-torn region's fragile economy.
Everybody eyes the exchange rates. You ask for a bunch of parsley, they say, let me check the dollar price. People don't have mercy on each other. As the wholesalers
Love of many shall wax cold. People aren't going to give a shit about the next man, woman, or child, man. It's going to be about him and, himself.
raise the prices, so do I. I make little profit because many people can barely buy a packet of bread.
Some displaced people here have been uprooted several times, and starting over has become routine. And many say they need international support now if they're to cope with the dire conditions they live in.
Depending on the government, it's only going to get you but so far, man. But I'm going to get this next video. I'm going to fast forward it. Because this is going to be the case for a lot of you women, man. A lot of you women. And it's already the case ever since this so-called pandemic started. You know, for many cases for you women, this has already been the case. The cost of living crisis, bread, milk, and pasta soar in price. So, hey, man, like I said, the day's going to come where, hey, there's not going to be no food on the shelves, man.
Cost of living.
No food on the shelves, all right? You know, and pretty much, hey, you know, you're going to have to go out there and get it, man. Which, like I said, a lot of you women aren't capable of doing that. And, you know, the Lord's going to show you, you miss independent, I could do bad all by myself. Why you need a man. And for you women that have that mindset, all right, you think you're Miss Independent when you're depending on the government, you know, that's hypocrisy. All right, because all the benefits you get from your daddy Esau, you know, so even though you claim independence, you're still depending on something or someone. But I'm going to fast forward this.
Can you give us any idea on
So pay attention to this woman and her, you know, situation.
So thanks very much, Gemma. Thank you for making that straightforward for us. Much appreciated. Larry Williams, single mum, struggling with the rising cost of living, is with us now. Hi, Larry. Thanks for joining us. Tell us about your current situation and how you're coping.
Hello, good morning. I'm on Universal Credit. I work in the events industry, or I did before COVID, but obviously we've had a massive knock-on effect in the events industry there. And because of low income, I'm on Universal Credit. I have a tiny bit of child maintenance and child benefit, and that's what I have to live on, which doesn't actually cover all the bills.
Can you give us any idea on numbers and how you're coping? Or, I mean, just tell us as much as you want to. Only tell us what you want to tell us.
Okay. Single parent. So obviously trying to run a house on, I'd say what average house cost to actually pay for everything is about probably 1,800, 2,000 a month. And I'm probably getting about 700-800 a month at the moment.
So her living situation cost her roughly $1,800 to $2,000 a month. And she just said that she barely makes $800 a month.
Wow. Okay. So
yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry to interrupt you there, Larry. I was just wondering what you've had to cut back on.
I've had to cut back on everything. I just about heard you say about the savvy shopping. For example, so when I get my money in, so for example, Universal Credit or child maintenance goes in, I immediately go and fill the car up. I make sure I pay my mortgage. Gas and electric come out of Universal Credit, so I make sure that they're paid because they're priority bills. Anything else, then whatever's left out of the money literally pays for any of the house bills. The way I'm living at the moment, I have in the past used food banks, but due to COVID and my pensioner father.
And a lot of those food banks, they basically closing up shop.
Having to be fed, I managed to get him Morrison's orders.
And, I mentioned this in a previous video, because hey, they're going back to they're going back to food rationings very soon, man. You know, you're gonna see lines queued. All right, at you know, the food banks that are up and functioning, but nevertheless, there's going to be food rationings. So, you know, hey, if you're not, you know, there could be 1,000 people in the line, right? But they might only have food for 600 people, you know? So, hey, better take heed.
So every time I do him an order, I do an order for me. So we have food, and I know the food bank's there. God forbid anything happened to my dad, I'd be in a complete utter mess. And it seems pretty bad that, you know, I'm having to rely on my dad's 85-year-old father for just basic living, really. Gas and electric come straight out of universal credit, so I don't have any control of what they take. So, for example, universal credit, person like me, single mum, my age, is, I think there's about 653 they pay a month. So from that, immediately, there's about 100 or 200 go straight to gas and electric. 67 to a budgetary loan that I had because I didn't have any money and I needed some extra, which leaves me roughly £300. That's my mortgage. Well, my dad's pays.
So they, for some of her bills, man, they automatically take the, they take her shit out. And you see, as the men of the Lord have been saying for a long time, you see, getting you dependent upon the government, right? It may appear to be a good idea, but you see, this is just a small example of how they could just take your shit and, you won't have any control over it. You might have a fine, right? Because, a lot of Jake, man, they like to procrastinate and wait at the last second. What? Hey, you're dependent upon the government. Hey, they just take that shit out regardless, right? And, it don't matter because, they don't care if you, had other plans or, whatever. They don't care. They just they're going to take that shit out. You see, because, hey, as it's often been broken down, ultimately, the grand scheme of things, it's about control.
Some of the mortgage as well because he's just trying to keep me and my daughter afloat, really. So yeah, you can see the numbers. So taking that £80 off us, the government's done is it's food. That allowance is literally food. So the amount of people struggling at the moment to earn this, across the events industry as well. I'm on a couple of campaigns, and all we've been doing is trying to raise money to actually keep people fed.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like she needs a man. And, I'll be saying that when I'm out and about and I'm with my woman, because, you got a lot of, it appears to be women that are, single mothers, that are in need of whatnot. You see them on the corners with the signs and whatnot, and I just be saying, hey, looks like she sure could use a man, but hey, this is the result of feminism. Y'all think y'all can handle it on your own? Hey, so be it. So be it. Hey, you see, the beautiful thing about it is we don't, for the most part, we don't need you, as far as survival. Now, of course men need women to procreate, but as far as survival and, because, hey, for the most part, a lot of men, they know how to cook and clean. And, there's this stereotype that, women, they do all the cooking and cleaning. But from my experience, and I'm sure other brothers could attest, from my experience, all right, in the very short time that I've been alive, man, that stereotype is very false. Because, again, from my experience, for the most part, women are lazy, for the most part. Now, of course, there's always a few exceptions to the rule. But from what I've noticed in my short years of living, man, women are lazy, and especially these modern women today, man, they don't know how to cook. They don't know how to do shit, And again, from my expertise, or not my expertise, but from my experience, from what I've seen, all right, men, like I said, a lot of men know how to take care of themselves. They know how to cook and clean and wash. They know how to do that stuff, So that's why when Isaiah 4:1 comes around, hey, you women, man, you better come with your A game. Because like I said, I know me personally, man, I'm going to be picky. Lord's while I be one of those men, I'm going to be picky as all hell. All right, because for the most part, I don't need a woman. All right. I have a woman, and, for the most part, I take care of myself, man. And a lot of men are like that. They can take care of themselves. So when Isaiah 4:1 comes around, and, it tells you how, hey, we shall eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Just let us be called by the name. Y'all better come with something, man. Better, something better than the box. Cause hey, that shit's played out. All right. That shit is played out. Way played out. All right. There's box everywhere, man. And, even Esau's on science to tell you that there's a lot more women than men as far as the ratio. All right. So, for the most part, you can get boxed anywhere, man. So you better come on your A game, and you better be able to offer something, man. Because, hey, a lot of you women are going to get turned away. You see? So, like I said, that means I could do bad all by myself. Hey, see how far that gets you. But I'm going to read this because, again, the question being posed, what are you going to do? I'm going to read this in Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the M-A-R-K, you got to be careful how we word these things, or the name of the beast or the number of his names. So what are you going to do when, again, the society collapses, and the only way to be able to participate in society is if you have this M-A-R-K, the charagma. All right? Because, again, a lot of you don't know how to go out there and hunt. A lot of you don't know how to go out there and get it, man. You don't know how to work for it, because everything, is pretty much been given to you on a silver platter. A lot of you are spoon-fed. You're comfortable. Well, what are you going to do when the Lord strips that convenience from you? All right? And you have to go out there and actually get it yourself. You see, like I mentioned, for the most part, men, we know how to go out there and get it, man. We for the most part, and a lot of things come naturally. Something I've noticed, man, a lot of things come naturally, when it comes to hunting and because, sometimes brothers watch videos on how to start a fire and stuff like that. But like I said, I notice a lot of things, it just comes naturally, and that's the spirit, man. The spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, But let me get this on Isaiah 32 and 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. So you women that are comfortable. All right, you're complacent. It says, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. So you see, again, as I mentioned before, when we, have the way that brothers speak about the women, it's not because we hate you, In fact, it's the opposite, man. We get on you because, hey, it's out of love. It's out of love. And we're telling you that to get right, man. Because if you don't get right, then hey, you're gonna perish horribly. You're gonna die a horrible death, man. So if you have a man, hey, you better treat him as a king, all right? Because he is one. You better treat him as a god, because he is one. I mentioned this in another video. Hey, he's your Yahweh Shai. All right. And even if he's in the truth or not, hey, you still gotta, nevertheless, you still gotta do right by him. And the Lord's gonna deal with him. If he's not right, the Lord's gonna deal with him. And if you're single, then hey, just be patient. Pray to Yahweh Shem Shai that he somehow reserves you and leads you to a man of the Lord. All right. It says, many days and years shall ye be troubled. You careless woman. You see, again, you women, you like to live above your means, right? You don't know how to live below your means. You don't know how to, lower your standards. You don't know how to settle. All right. You're just careless. You see, it says, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. So again, what are you going to do? The OnlyFans, all that's going to be done away with. What are you going to do then? When the convenience is stripped from you, what are you going to do then? When the society collapses and, the buying and the selling, and, you're going to be X out of society if you don't take that correct, what are you going to do? It says, tremble, you women that are at ease. So again, to you women that don't want to do right, all right, hey, be afraid. It says, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. Because, hey, the only thing that's to come, the only thing that's in store for you is verse 12. It says, they shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. So the only thing that's in store for you is lamentation, mourning, woe, misery. That's the only thing that's in store for you if you don't want to get right and come up under the vibration of a man of the Lord, an Israelite man of the Lord, a so-called black Hispanic Native American Indian man of the Lord. So hopefully this was edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, Brakathum, to the hopefully elect. Lord's willing, until next time, Shalom.